Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends, welcome to the DC Infinite Hour. Joined by my beautiful co-host, Brad.
The hour that lasts forever.
Look at that. The legend.
Hello.
The myth. There he is. Look at him.
Oh,
Looking
no.
good, Brad. Looking
Stop
good.
it.
You know? We are short a man right now.
I like it when I get a big nut. Pardon? What's that?
Rob D Toys. He had a follow-up proctologist appointment, so he'll be here in about 15, 20 minutes, considering how things go.
All stretched out.
I've never seen a guy to go to a proctologist so much in my life. I don't know why. You know, he really enjoys it. But guys, we have a very special guest today on the show.
Very special.
Jason Langston.
Former,
I mean, I don't say former anything. Legend in the toy industry, responsible for many of the DC action figures we know and love, from Mattel to McFarlane Toys. He has an exciting new venture that he's going to come on and talk to us about. We're going to learn a lot about the toy industry and how to make an action figure, how to get something in production. And we're very excited to bring him on. Brad, I'm sorry. You're waving at me.
No, it's not you. It's my ADD. My brain is like, I know what he already said. And it's a thing with ADD people. Yeah, if there's a deep cut or a figure you thought we were probably never going to get, and then we got it, that's Jason.
It's Jason.
That's his input. He's responsible for so many of the cool figures that we got. He really is like much more amazing than we're letting on.
The hell of a human being. Well, we're going to bring him on the show a little bit early, but Rob's not here. So let's bring Jason on to be the third man today from the get-go. So let's add him to the stage, Brad.
Rub-a-dub-dub.
There he is.
In the digital tub.
Jason, welcome to the DC Infinite Hour. Great to see you.
Hello, guys. How's it going? Nice to see you again.
Yeah.
It's going great. Great to see you. Now, Jason, our audience trickles in over the hour. Usually by our last 20 minutes, we actually have a real audience, and that's when we have to sign off usually. But
and
it's
not
okay.
Just that, but people watch it later, too.
They do.
They do.
You know?
Well, Josh from before is here, and so is Rob D
Josh.
in the chat. So, and Ninos. I see Ninos is in here. So
we got some good people in the chat there.
Yep, chat's filling up.
It's coming up. They'll get there. Where's my little banner I made for you? There you go. JNL Toys right there. That's you, buddy. You know? Jeez, I don't even know where to start, man. We got so much to talk about. We got to start off, though, with, kind of your career trajectory.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't have to go all the way back to childhood. You know what I mean? We don't have to go if you want to.
Like Chunk with his hand in the blender?
Yeah. Like, that's my first memory. You know what I mean? We don't have to go like that far, but tell us a little bit about your career the last decade or so.
Yeah.
Start there.
Well, let's see. We get back in the Wayback Machine. And I got started in the toy industry way back in 2003, actually, at Jack's for a very short time, about 9 months. I was working in their Pentec division, the Flying Colors division, which they do a bunch of paper products and stationery and stuff. It wasn't exactly the dream job I thought it was, but it didn't last very long, so it was cool. And then it took about 7 more years, and then I ended up at Mattel. I was hired to be a packaging designer, even though I'd never done packaging before. I just kind of figured it out, asked a lot of questions. I had a very patient packaging engineer who was willing to listen to my inane questions. And, I didn't know what I didn't know. So it was kind of fun. It was kind of like changing things because, they did things the way they always did it. And I came in and I didn't know that, so it was kind of fun to challenge some stuff. And a few years into that, I started getting interested in doing product design. I don't have an engineering background. My background's in film and graphic design. So it took, a lot of asking and, volunteering to do anything and everything I could. And eventually around 2016, I got an opportunity to work on the DC Multiverse line with Bill Beneke. And I worked on that for 2.5 years. was part of the big layoff in 2018, summer 2018. Then I freelanced a bunch of places: NECA, Moose, Spin Master, DC Direct, and then I ended up at McFarlane, and I was there for a little over 4 years. And got let go in August, and I've been freelancing and working on this project.
For those of you joining the chat, Rob is at his weekly proctology appointment. He'll be joining us in about 10 minutes. This is Jason Langston from J&L Toys. He's going to be talking about a new venture he's doing. I don't know what happened to our names on our images, but
it's okay. People know who we are.
I hope so. Jason, a lot to unpack there. I want to go back to Mattel packaging. What did you work on specifically for the packaging?
So I have this, I don't have ADHD, but I have a very much that mentality when it comes to working on stuff. I want to work on everything. So originally I was hired to work on Toy Story. That lasted about 2 weeks before I got moved over to WWE. So I was on WWE for a while, and the same manager for WWE also was working on DC and Green Lantern movie. And Green Lantern's my guy. So guys, Ryan Gleason was the manager, and I just spent a lot of time hanging out with him, talking to him. He would show me his work, and then after a while he just kind of gave stuff to me. But so a lot of DC, a lot of WWE. Those were kind of the main things. And then I dabbled in Ghostbusters and He-Man. I did a little bit of He-Man stuff. That packaging right there, that was Frank Varela that did that. I worked on the main line, like the core stuff, the collector stuff. That was all Varela.
So maybe like something like this, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Look at that, dude. That's great packaging, even today, right? The way you incorporated the lantern into the box with the negative space with the plastic, like, well done, dude. Look at that. Super cool. Okay, so you did the packaging, right? So you're humming along, you're doing well on the packaging. You don't have an engineering degree. How do you get into actually designing toys? Like, what does that look like, transitioning from packaging design into toy design?
It was very much the same as getting into packaging design. When I interviewed for my packaging design job, I had never done it before, but I had all this experience with graphic design and doing DVD packaging. I think that's how I got through the firewall, the search engine, is that I'd done DVD packaging. So it was kind of the same thing. Like I asked a lot of questions with people, and after a while I started to break it down into, it's all art direction. It's just a different medium. So, it's for me, designing print is the same thing as designing a figure. It's 3D when you get the figure. So it was all relationship building, really. And just having Bill and Jason Lee was the project manager. He was very patient with me as well. We spent a lot of time in his cube, just talking about stuff that I didn't know. I didn't know different plastics. I guess because I'd been collecting toys, I was very familiar with what I wanted and what I liked. So it was just a lot of.
Oh, Jason froze, I think. Dang it. That was a good. Yeah, he was on a good one too. He's coming back. There he is.
There he is.
He's back. Jason, so what you liked about action figures, like we all do, right? And I'm sure you had your thoughts of like, hey, why don't they do this? Why don't they do that? It's so stupid. Once you started to be on the other side of it, of actually learning how to make them, was it interesting to find out how difficult it is to make an action figure and everything that goes into it, and how it isn't as easy as just, putting a head on a new body? Or I guess, what was that experience like for you being on the other side of making toys?
Yeah, I mean, one thing when I was at Mattel, it's a very well-oiled machine. There are a lot of people that are part of the process to make sure that you don't make a mistake, they won't catch it. So there's a big, huge safety net. So when I'm looking at things, I'm like, all right, we want to reuse this, we want to reuse these parts, and I'm just cobbling it together like I'm customizing it, one of Brad's videos. And when I got to McFarlane, it was very different because it's a very flat company. There aren't that many people, and so there was a big learning curve that I had to overcome, as far as like, exactly how many parts you can get in a tool and how many tools you're allowed and what the cost is. And I would say it took a good year and a half to finally feel comfortable to where I was saying, okay, I know that this is how much how many parts we'll need and that sort of thing. But it was definitely rocky for a while.
So
Gotcha.
I have a question. When did you first, when did we first see your handiwork at McFarlane?
Yeah.
Like, what releases were they?
The crazy thing with McFarlane was they worked twice as fast as other toy companies I've worked for.
Right.
So I started there in end of June 2021, and the first product that I designed was on shelf February of 2022. It was that fast.
Wow, because usually they say it's about a year. So that was what? Months?
Yeah, 6 months. 6 months.
Yeah.
6 to 8 months. Yeah. It was the very first thing I remember doing was the Crime Syndicate Build-A-Figure wave.
Nice.
So that was the very first thing. And then it was, it was just off to the races from there.
Yeah.
Piggyback off of Brad, get on his back a little bit there. So that was the first thing you did at McFarlane. What was your first actual thing you did at Mattel DC wise that you designed and you got to see like released as a figure?
So I did a bunch of like little things here and there. So I didn't get to do like a full figure right away.
Yeah.
When Ghostbusters, the Paul Feige Ghostbusters came out, I got to work on a bunch of product for that. But as far as DC's concerned, it was little things like I had to do the S shield for Bizarro or Superman, and it was little like I had to do a deco sheet for the Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad movie. The first figure I would say the only figure that was top to bottom where I got to like work on the very foundation of the design, everything was the Ray. Because so much stuff was already like tooled and you had to just cobble pieces together, but the Ray was a bottom up. So
great figure too.
It's on my shelf, dude. It's right behind me, man.
Yeah. I had, and that was one where like I wanted to, just like when I worked on the Green Lantern packaging, I wanted to like with Green Lantern, I made it like Green Lantern was my guy ever since I was like 10 or 11 years old. So I like incorporated the oath into the packaging, like around the ring and all this stuff. Like that's what I wanted to do when I got to work on the figures as well. I wanted to like take every advantage that I could. And so one of the concepts for the Ray, there was going to be like an all black version. So you had like your standard version, and then there was going to be all black with just gold highlights. Because when he's all powered up, that's what he looks like. And I tried so hard. Jason tried so hard as well to try and like, we could do a running change. We could start it as a black clear one, and then we could change it over to. Anyway, yeah, that was a missed opportunity. That was really fun because we still got to do it from the beginning. That one was really fun.
I think that's the only Ray figure. Like you didn't get around to the McFarlane, so like that's still our guy on the shelf, man. Your handiwork,
I think the only other Ray that I know of is the Justice League Unlimited one that Mattel did, back in the aughts.
I've got another question too. In the chat, is a little bit off to the side, but in the chat, you'd mentioned like when I showed my custom Superman that I used the Bizarro soups and I did the neck swap.
Yeah,
you were like, I remember you said in the chat distinctly, you said, I did that because I knew you would swap it.
Yeah.
Did you really do that because you knew I'd swap it?
Yes.
That's amazing.
It's 100%, dude. Because I've seen you pull apart and switch parts around and things like that. And, when I was at McFarlane, I didn't have 100% control over anything. I mean, nobody has 100% control over anything.
No.
Tons of people that are part of the process. But like in the first year and a half or so, I did the design concept, and then someone else did the sculpt, someone else did the paint, and I didn't really get to see. So sometimes things would get made and I wouldn't be, I'm like, yeah, I designed it, but it didn't turn out exactly how I had envisioned it.
Yeah.
After a while, I did get to oversee the sculpt and the paint. And so I tried to identify opportunities to re-release figures, but change them so that we could get different blues, different neck colors and stuff like that. And it's because there was a video I watched of you before I was at McFarlane, and it was like a Mattel, it was a Toys R Us exclusive Superman, and to you that was like the perfect blue.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh man, I don't know anything about that. And you're like, it's so hard to find this figure, and I paid a lot for it. And and I was like, because we had conversations at McFarlane about, just pick a blue for Superman, and then that's just the blue that we always use. Yeah. And I argued against that. I said, the slight variations that creates like enthusiasm by the collectors. But like, I got this version, and I need the dark blue Superman. I need the light blue Superman. Yeah. So
you hit the nail on the head.
You know your audience, Jason.
It's you guys.
Yeah.
Well, it made
50 Supermans behind me. It
made the perfect Superman to be able to have that skin color on that. Like, that's my perfect blue for a Superman. Perfect blue, and I love that body buck. So I was just like, as soon as I saw that,
flash that again. I'm sorry, I missed it.
I got a different head on it. I had Customs by Martin do a head sculpt. Not that I don't like the one that McFarlane released.
Is that the Crisis body?
This is the Superman. Why am I drawing a blank? The Jokerized Superman with the white neck and hands.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, it's the Crisis body.
I took the neck and hands from the Silver Age one and popped it on there.
I like the light blue. I'm a big fan of the light blue.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I definitely prefer my Supermans to be lighter blue than a darker blue. But I know that there's a lot of people who the 90s blue is what they like the best, or the really dark blue is what is their jam. I totally get it. There's a Superman for everyone.
The light blue is where it's at. Like,
well, to me, it says friendly. It says safe. Yeah. Like, it's kind of like the same reason why you had David Corenswet fighting for the trunks in the suit, is because he wanted the suit to look a little goofy so that like kids would feel safe around him, right? It didn't have to look all like cool and like, look at my suit. And so when I think of Superman, that's why I think of the light blue. It's friendly, it's inviting, it's like, not dark.
Jason, I don't want to spend too much time on McFarlane. I'd rather save that for its own show, maybe a post-mortem once the line is over and we can do a deep dive with you. But I do have a few more questions. So you did the body, the Crisis body, which I think is like the best Superman body McFarlane never did. And like, even to this day, is still getting releases. Like, was that always
a Batman on it?
Yeah, exactly. And that looks great too.
Yeah.
Like, what was your thought process behind designing that body? Like, was it always intended for like, I just love to hear how you came up with that one.
That's another one of those ones where the sculptor did their own thing. And honestly, I don't even know which sculptor it was. I knew I wanted to do a new body because I liked it initially, that very first Action 1000 Superman, but the single elbow was real clunky looking, and the head portrait was fantastic, but like I wasn't happy with the body. Like I had nothing to do with that. Hey, there he is.
So I've been watching you guys.
I remember specifically when that one was shown that there was oh, that's really nice. Like amongst like the people on the call.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, that's a really nice one. So I knew we had something special with that one.
Like, okay, so you have that body. It's obviously been used quite a bit. What's like the shelf life on a body like that, as far as like being able to keep reusing it? Does the mold decay over time? Do you like redo the mold? Just kind of curious, like what that looks like.
Well, all you got to do is look at the Mattel stuff to know that, eventually the molds do break down. But Farland didn't have the license long enough to have that problem. And they weren't running, 50 to 75,000 of every character. Like they were doing much smaller runs, so the molds last longer. But yeah, the molds will degrade over time naturally, and you can retool them. You can recast them, which is you basically cut out parts of the tool and then put another one in, like to replace that part. Like you can do stuff like that. But I don't. Does that answer your question, Ahsoka?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I was just curious about that. That was beautiful.
Here's the question that I'm sure a lot of people are dying to know. We've just been shown some stuff, right? We got some stuff coming, right? We got Batman and Robin 2-pack. We got a Robin. We got another Batman. There's all, we got a bunch of figures coming. But how many figures would you rough estimate are still to come before the license is kaput?
I have no idea. I really don't. I had done. I did design sheets for, I want to say 3 quarters, so Q1, Q2, Q3 for this year before I was let go. And they still got another quarter to go. And it's been really fun to watch, honestly, on the outside, because I remember my big contributions to Multiverse were the last couple waves that came out. And there were quite a few figures that didn't end up coming out. There's like Catwoman and Impulse, and they were all shown, but they never came out.
Yeah, Hawk Girl.
Yeah, Hawk Girl.
Black Canary,
and Black Canary. And when they lost the license, they pulled out. They pulled out. They're like, we're not going to spend any more money on this. And McFarlane is taking a much different approach of like, we're going to get as much out of this as we can. So it's been kind of fun to watch as an outsider to see. I mean, I think there's still a lot to go. Honestly, I don't know. They can't ship anything after January. So it's a lot.
I don't think they can have anything in their warehouses or nothing like that after that. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. You're allowed to have old stock on the shelves, just sort of sitting there, but that's it. Like no new stock shipped, and yeah. So they'll probably have like a big blowout sale too on the website before the license is done.
Yeah, and I don't know. Did they figure out DC Direct yet? Like, can they keep doing DC? I think, are they going to keep doing statues? Can they keep the DC Direct figures that they were doing? I have no idea.
My money is on statues.
Yeah.
If I had to, if I was a betting man.
Well, Jason, one last question before we move on to the Icon collection. What figure are you most proud of from your time at McFarlane? Like that got produced.
That's so good.
The one that I'm most proud of from McFarlane, it changes on the day, honestly. It really does. Like right now, I'm really loving the re-released Captain Marvel because the cape and the logo are right. It's on that Crisis body. I love that. I got to art direct the head portrait on that one, so I was really happy with the head portrait. But then there's ones like Frankenstein, which was pretty early when I was there. And that was actually a figure I pitched during my interview. I was like, I really wanted to do it at Mattel, but they're like, no, it's too much tooling. And then they're like, yeah, we'll make it. We'll put it on the schedule right now. So there's always a special place in my heart for Frankenstein. I don't know. I'd say like my favorite figures are probably all the Batman Returns figures.
Ah,
nice.
Such a great wave, dude.
Yeah. And the Commando Penguins, which was something that I kind of had to fight for a little bit. And, I really wanted to do a nod to the old Kenner figures. Yeah. So, those Commando Penguins are pretty fun.
Do you have all your old figures? Like, do you have all the figures that you had a hand in creating for McFarlane? Do you have them all? Like a copy of them?
Yeah. But I had to buy them. They don't give out samples there. Nothing's free there.
Yeah, I know. I figured
like
bought them.
See those 2 yellow bins that I just filled?
Yeah.
Those are full, and I have probably 7 or 8 more in the garage because I just have this compulsion. Like anything that I worked on, like I want.
You gotta own it, man. It's your work.
Yeah, of course.
Like otherwise, it doesn't exist for some reason.
That's your portfolio.
Yeah, well, but like I'm not gonna bring a yellow tote into to an interview. So
no.
It's just this weird thing. I've loved DC since I was a little kid, like watching Batman on Scooby-Doo. So like DC, I like Marvel. There are things about characters in Marvel I like, but DC was DC was my best friend growing up, So
that's right.
Anything that I got to touch for that is special.
Was it hard to get the duck made? Was that a hard fight? Was that a fight, or was that like a no-brainer?
We had tried for a couple years on that one, and when we started running out of Batmobiles to do, and then we had that Batman Returns wave coming, it was perfect time. There was no fight or anything. It was just finding the right time for it.
I love that duck.
Yeah, it's in the closet. It's in the closet right now.
Question from the chat, and guys, if you have any questions for Jason about anything, throw them in the chat. Why did a ton of the data file cards or box are never matched the figure?
Search me, man. It's a good question. Sometimes, okay, this is a lot of inside baseball stuff. Any piece of art that's used in print has to be legally released. Yeah, there has to be a release on it, which means they have to get permission from the artist in order to release the art. And sometimes that's easy to do, and sometimes that's not easy to do. So because sometimes they, I never had to do it, so I don't know exactly what goes into it. I just know that some artists are harder than others to release. So sometimes you are limited to whatever art they have available in their asset site. Sometimes they could get the exact piece of art that you want, and it's amazing and it feels really good. And sometimes it doesn't. And then there was a while where I was picking the art for the art cards, and I got to a point where I was like, I didn't really care if it matched. I just wanted a cool piece of art. Like there's some Green Lantern stuff that's like Darwin Cook. The figure doesn't look like Darwin Cook, but I love the piece of art. And Green Lantern's my guy, so I picked it anyway.
I mean, that makes sense. You know what I mean? And some of those art cards, like you get them and you're like, it's just a beautiful piece of art. Like when you get like Dan Jurgens art or something like that, you just want it,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it just, sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. And it was way too expensive to have custom art done every time.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm going to switch over. Guys, keep asking your questions in the chat, but I do want to talk about Jason's new project. We'll come back to questions after we talk about his new thing here. And then Jason can hang with us as long as he would like. Also, before we continue, let's welcome Handsome Rob to the show.
Handsome Rob!
Action figure photographer in the game. Looking fresh, buddy.
Thanks,
a little late.
Man.
Is that part of your mystique now? You come on late to the show just to add to you? You know what I mean? Like, oh, look at me.
Slide in.
Look at that, dude. You little sneak. But let's go ahead. Let me share an image here.
I think I caught that fly, by the way. I'm not a crazy person. I've been trying to whack at a gigantic bomber of a fly. It's like a pregnant fly.
Yeah, we figured it was something like that.
It's like keeps flying around my head.
All right, Jason. So you have a new Kickstarter project from your new Icon Collection brand. We have here a Toshiro Mifune action figure. Tell us about, tell us the whole concept behind this, how you chose this figure to kick off this line. Let's go into it.
Well, I've been out of work since August of last year, and it's been tough. Industry has been really tough. A lot of layoffs across different companies. A lot of very talented people are out looking for work. And so I decided instead of waiting for someone to hire me, I would just take a chance on myself and do something on my own. The reason that I chose Mifune was it started summer last year. I started watching. I found this list of the top 300 movies of all time based on like Rotten Tomatoes scores.
Yeah.
And I was looking at it. I'm like, I've seen, maybe half of them, but there was a lot that I hadn't seen. So I was like, I'm going to go through and I'm going to watch every single one of them. And I did. I got through every single one of them. And quite a few were Akira Kurosawa films.
Yeah.
And he's a very famous Japanese director of the last century. And his main guy was Toshiro Mifune. And he's so engaging and charismatic and intense, but also he's very funny. And he did 16 movies with Kurosawa from when he was young all the way till he's old. And then eventually Mifune started his own production company where he was financing his own samurai movies. So he's so ingrained with samurai culture that he had a documentary come out a couple of years ago. He passed away 30 years ago, but he had a documentary come out called The Last Samurai. Like he just embodies the samurai spirit. So I thought, I wonder if anyone's ever made an action figure of this dude, like in a 6.5 inch kind of action figure. And I did some research, and no one had done it at all. And I saw there was a 1/6 scale, so there's a 12-inch doll that was done by an Italian company some years back. So I was like, oh, so there's precedent for it because it's not tied to a movie. It's just Mifune dressed as a samurai.
Yeah.
So I took a shot. I reached out to the estate, and then a lot more Google searching. I found that the estate had hired a licensing agent. The agent's called Tokyo Signite. And I reached out to them and said, hey, I've been in the industry a long time. I would really love to make an action figure. I'm a huge fan of Mifune. I love the films that he was in, not just the Kurosawa stuff, but other stuff he's been in. And we had a really nice conversation. We did a video chat, and they were like, let's do it. Let's go for it. So this was back in, I want to say March, maybe February. And then it was off to the races. They got permission from the estate, and we had an agreement. And anyway, that's the impetus. So that's
amazing. I love hearing those details. That's pretty bold of you to figure out how to even reach out to them and get the conversation going. When you had that call, did you already have mock-ups of what you wanted to do? Was a presentation, or what did you how did you convince them to let you do this?
I did have concepts put together, actually. I had already been tinkering with it. And I sent them I have a portfolio website. I sent that to them and said, I know pretty great production team. I am very familiar with factories in China. I can get this done. And you just kind of went for it.
Dude, that's awesome. So you get the figure, you get their blessing to continue. What's the next step there? You have your designs. How do you take us through the process of your design work to an actual mold and all that?
So the first step obviously was getting approval on the concept. Then it was tracking down a sculptor, and I found an amazing sculptor by the name of Alex Klein. He was referred to me by my good friend Brody Perkins, who actually worked on that Rey figure through the Four Horsemen years ago. And I said, hey, Brody, I'm looking to get this done. Do you know anybody that's really good at portraits? Because I want it to really look like him. And he's like, you got to check out Alex. He's a really good dude. So I called him up. We had an hour and a half conversation. We just shot the shit quite a bit about a lot of stuff. And, he's an amazing sculptor. He had worked on the first wave of the Nacelle Star Trek figures from top to bottom, sculpt, paint, articulated, the whole thing. He's a one-man band there. So, I felt very confident that this is somebody that I can work with. And then once it was sculpted, it sent, he and I went back and forth on some stuff. But honestly, when he sent the portraits, it's the first time I've ever looked at a portrait and said, yeah, I don't have any notes. I really don't. There's been times when I worked on Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, the sculptor was, I was I think I was getting to him a little bit, but I was like, it's not right yet. It's not right. The cheekbones need to be more pronounced. We need the cheekbones more pronounced. And now I think that portrait is fantastic. And when it came to Mifune, Alex just nailed it. He's so good. I highly recommend checking out. I think it's Alex Klein sculpting. Damn it, I can't remember the Instagram.
It's okay.
I'll find it. But he's also an actor. He was in Peacemaker. He was in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. He's on Scarpetta with Nicole Kidman, which is a TV show on Prime or Apple. I can't remember, but he's a really good dude. So I was really excited. And once I got the turnarounds, I sent them to the licensor. They sent them to the estate. They approved it first round. And then it was a matter of getting it printed out so I could have a painter do it. And that was another phone a friend situation where I reached out to my friend Mark Bristow, someone that I actually worked with for a short time at McFarlane, but I had already known him for years. He's at Mondo now. He's just killing it. He's working on Ghostbusters and stuff like that. So I was like, Mark, I need some help. I need someone to work on this for me. And he said, I got this guy, Mike Flaumer, who's pretty well known. in the industry, and he's like, give him a call, talk to him, and see what he thinks. And it was another thing. He was a huge fan of Mifune. He was really excited to work on it. I asked him, what kind of stuff do you do in your secret identity, and he sent me a picture. No, he didn't send me a picture. He just talked to me about it. He's working on like Fallout and the TV show. So I got this guy that's working on these amazing, TV shows and movies and stuff. And it's always a different project for him all the time. And he's like, I can squeeze this in. I can get this done for you. No problem. So, and then, finding soft goods person, it was a friend of a friend, Opalescent Threads. And they crushed it. It was just, so I had 3 different people working on things at the same time. I had there's somebody doing one thing, somebody doing another. And then it all came to a head, right before Comic-Con actually. So it was like the first week of July, I finally had everything in hand, and it was like, wow, look at this thing.
So like
Toys
when you have
work with Mifune.
When you have someone like 3 different people working on it, right? Like is someone working on the sculpt, the clothes, the weapons? Like what does that look like from getting this produced?
The everything and the katana and the wakizashi were done by Alex. And then I was looking at it and I started, crunching some numbers, which is not something I'm fond of. I've got to tell you, it's not my favorite part of this whole thing. I realized we're going to end up around $90 and I need more accessories. I need to add to it. So a friend of mine volunteered to do some extra swords and the Jingasa, which is the hat, and the Odachi, which is the really long sword that he carries around with him in Seven Samurai. And so it felt like it kind of, it finally came together. All of it came together.
And what was it like trying to figure out like what plastics to use, what fabrics to use, like getting the cost, like you're pricing it at $90. Like how much consideration has to go into all of that? Like, do you use a different fabric because it's a little bit cheaper? Like, how do you decide all these things?
So far, like right now I'm in a prototype, right? So I sent images of the prototype. I sent the tooling files I have 2 different factories that I'm going to work with on this. And then got quotes. I got quotes from 3 different factories, and it was all based on photos. So picking the exact fabrics and stuff like that, that's still I got to get funded first. But working on the prototype, it was, talking to the tailor and saying, this is what I'm thinking, not too heavy, but I don't want it to be see-through, that kind of stuff. And as far as plastics and all that, it's pretty standard that it's a combination of PVC, nylon, and ABS. So, PVC is going to be like your hands and your arms, legs, like all the body parts, and then things that like the chest and the lower waist, those are going to be like ABS. They're a little bit more hollow, but they're stronger, and you can hollow them out and get everything in there. You just can't get as much detail on them. And then the nylon, that's just going to be for all the joints. So that's stuff for the production manager to figure out. It's like, I just the technical part is going to come from the factory side.
How do we get this Kickstarter in front of the eyes of the right people, right? Like not just action figure collectors, but people who are diehard fans of this genre.
Yeah, like
who might not even
Lucas,
collect action figures, but would still love to have this figure as a collectible piece. Like, how do we do that? That's what I would love for you.
I'm open to suggestions. I reached out to all the different. I reached out to the Nerdist. I reached out to Slash Film. Like, I sent messages to all these people, and I've been following up. But it's tough, as far as they're concerned, I'm a complete unknown. It doesn't matter what I did with big companies. I had big company money behind me.
Yeah.
So I would love any suggestions, honestly.
Do you think there are people on YouTube who specifically do videos about this genre. You know what I mean? Like they just do videos about this whole genre, whether it's the movies or whatever, and maybe you could contact them as well and tap their audience.
Good idea. Sure.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Because he inspired like the movies he was in inspired like Star Wars, right? Like
Yes.
Seven Samurai and like all that, like right?
Yep. Yeah.
That's a good point, Brad.
George Lucas was heavily influenced by the Kurosawa films. In fact, he offered the role of Obi-Wan to Mifune. And Mifune said that, space stuff doesn't really line up with samurais.
Wow.
So they ended up going to Alec Guinness but Mifune was his first choice.
What's your favorite Mifune movie that we should watch to get like more familiar with the character?
Wow. Stray Dog is really good. He's not actually a samurai in that one. He's a detective. And it's very noir. It's a very noir film. He loses his gun, and a criminal finds his gun and is using it to commit crimes. So he feels this like overwhelming burden and shame for this gun is out killing people and he couldn't keep track of it. That's a really good one.
That's a neat concept.
Yeah, Seven Samurai is a masterpiece, just front to bottom. Top to bottom. It is absolutely a masterpiece.
What's the one where he's hacking off all the limbs?
Anything about Kill Bill?
No, I'm pretty sure I saw a movie with him where it was a lot of like limb hacking. It wasn't like overly bloody or anything like that, but
I don't know. He did a ton. I mean, he did a lot. Even after Kurosawa, he did a lot. And then Redbeard's really good. Hidden Fortress is really good. There's tons of them. I mean, but Seven Samurai is just a masterpiece.
Oh, look at that. Rub Pup watched Yojimbo over the weekend.
Yojimbo is also amazing. And Sanjuro is a sequel to that. It's sort of a sequel, but it's sort of an unofficial sequel. Like he doesn't have a name. So, and those films right there influenced all the spaghetti westerns that Clint Eastwood was in. In fact, A Few Dollars More is it A Fistful of Dollars or A Few Dollars More was a complete remake of one of the Kurosawa films.
Really?
We got to watch some of these movies, boys.
I love that series, though.
Yeah. Good
Guys,
stuff.
I threw the Kickstarter link in the chat, so
Thank you.
Please, if you're interested, support our boy Jason. I guess it is so impressive, but this is obviously a risk, right? Like, I'm sure there's like anxiety involved with this. Like, you're doing something that's never been done before. You're going off on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what was it like when you published this on Kickstarter? Were you nervous? Were you like stressed about it? Was it joyous? What did it feel like?
I've had this blind optimism this whole time leading up to the launch.
There you go.
Because it was like, it's going to happen. Like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And there have been some bumps along the way, but each time it was still like, it's going to happen. Like the fact that there's been so many wins along the way that I've even gotten this far is just like, I can't discount any of it. Like, the Mifune estate is not the only talent that I had reached out to. They got back to me and I was like, all right, we're in, let's do this. So it was like casting a net and seeing, what we get. To answer your question specifically, ever since August 3rd, I have been refreshing my phone probably every 30 minutes, sometimes more, and really wearing out the battery. It is stressful because I don't like the money part. The money part is hard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I could have launched probably a week earlier, but I really wanted to make sure. And luckily, my partner Susie, she took a look at it, and I can't work Excel to save my life, and she's creating formulas and everything in there. And we essentially landed on, this is what we need to break even. I've already paid my sculptor. I've already paid the soft goods tailor. I've already paid the painters. Like they're all paid. So we're in. Like I didn't want to leave them out to dry because I have heard of that happening in these types of projects where they don't end up getting paid. And that I said, you know what, I'm going to take this $8,000-$10,000. I'm going to bet on myself and we'll see how it goes. First week was pretty good. We got to about 10, 11%. Hoping we can get, a lot closer sooner.
Yeah.
Because it ends first week of September. But yeah, it's to answer your question, Soka, it's stressful. It's stressful, but it's also really exciting because I'm taking a shot,
You know what? Even if it doesn't, like I believe it'll go through. I mean, I can't look at this and go, it'll fail. It just looks too good. But heaven forbid it doesn't work. I mean, you've got this figure that you worked on, that you made happen.
Yeah, and even that F word you just used right there, like there really isn't any failure in this, even if it doesn't fund, because let's say it doesn't work out with Mifune. Well, I've got a pretty amazing base body now.
Yeah.
So maybe I retool the project, and it's no longer character specific, and we do a collection of characters based on it. Alex did such a great job on this sculpt that I would feel really excited to make a superhero character out of it. So I'm trying not to look at it in terms of success or failure. Like, cause I can't believe I've gotten this far already,
Yeah, exactly.
No, we will do everything we can to support you, Jason. It's an incredible figure.
Thank you, guys.
It's like unique. And like Brad, I think Brad, you're on to something. We just got to get it to the right folks.
Yeah.
Get it beyond the action figure.
Get it in front of the right eyes.
World,
Yeah, because it doesn't have to be an action figure collector who purchases this. Like I've known lots of people who they don't collect action figures, but they really like Batman and they want that one Batman, or they really like. They grew up on Next Generation, and so they've got a Data. That one character they really want to get, and so. And this has its own built-in audience. It's just getting this in front of their faces.
Correct.
And selling them on it. Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. Jason, any other words about the Icon collection before we move on from this, or?
No. No. I mean, I brought them along with me. We do a little show and tell.
Cool. Yeah, let me stop sharing.
Yeah, let's make his screen big.
Yeah,
I got them with me, and then I brought some friends to play with.
Hi guys.
Hey, Brad.
Sorry. This is where we always fail with this. Hold on a sec.
Well, we shuffled. No whammies. No whammies.
Oh, there we go.
Whammy.
There we go.
There we are. So I got him here, and then here's his really good friend Obafemi, so you can see how he kind of scales with the WWE.
Oh, dude, he looks great.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got a Daredevil here, who's one of my favorite Marvel characters. Not because I know that much about the character. I've loved the costume ever since my Secret Wars figure that I bought back in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then this is my Friday Night Lights Hal Jordan.
Dude, that's a great Hal, dude.
So Jordan Butler's in the chat. He's an amazing sculptor at McFarlane. He did this head portrait.
Dude, Jordan, that is a beautiful head sculpt, my friend.
Good job, man. So yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. I'm very excited. We'll see how it goes. And I got to show you this too, because I ended up cropping it out too much. This isn't part of the Kickstarter, but my 17-year-old, she put this together and painted it, and it's absolutely incredible.
Yeah. Wait, your 17-year-old did that?
Yeah, she did it. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Isn't that incredible? The only thing that was bought were the lanterns, got those off Amazon. But otherwise, everything is popsicle sticks, foam core. This is actually angel hair pasta because it was the only thing thin enough to look right at scale.
Wow.
Yeah. The doors actually work, but it's hot, so I don't know if the. Oh yeah, there we go.
No, look at that.
That's amazing.
That is.
Dude, that could be your next Kickstarter, man. Sell
Yeah.
this thing, you know?
Yeah, she did an amazing job on it. So
talented family, Jason. Very talented family, sir.
thank you, man. Thank you.
Bro,
Appreciate that.
Let me get you off the main stage there before like
No,
there we go. There we go. Well, there you go, my friends. That's JNL Toys. Jason, we threw the link in the chat. Jason, you're welcome to hang around with us as we babble on about some McFarlane stuff and pre-orders and all that.
I would love to. I'm a world-class babbler.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Real quick, because I
Oh,
wasn't.
Rob's there. Finally, we're waiting
Yeah.
to hear your beautiful voice, dude. You know?
I was watching it when you guys were talking about the Superman buck and so forth. So I don't know if you know, Jason, but I bought like a zillion of the of the Silver Age.
You could have funded the
Supermans.
Kickstarter with the amount of Superman
I know.
you bought.
You
And
bought more than I did,
ba-
which is like
basically
Yeah.
like what I've done is every Superman that's come out on the Crisis body, I put the Silver Age neck, hands, and head on. So I have like every version with, because I just that Crisis body with the Silver Age head is just like chef's kiss, and yeah, I love every single one of them. So thank you.
You know, actually, I really love the '90s head, the
And-
long-haired. You
Yeah,
know,
one came out fun.
What
too.
I also like is that obviously the skin tones don't match, so the neck swaps are easy to do. But the boots, which Brad told me about, are very easy to get off.
yeah, they're not even glued; they're just on. A
Yeah.
pattern.
So with this last one, the Kingdom Come one was the darker reds and stuff. I
You
changed
brightened
it
it up?
out to the brighter blue or the brighter reds. Sorry. Yeah. So that's cool. I'm very pleased that every part is very. That's the one thing I do love, and I'm sure Brad does too, about McFarlane is how custom forward it is.
Yeah, everything is casted in the color plastic.
Yeah.
It is. So it's like it's not painted, which makes it so much easier to do all of these swaps. Yeah. Nothing that hot water or a heat gun and a little tiny screwdriver can't accomplish.
Yeah.
all right, boys. I'm going to share the screen. We're going to go in on the McFarlane page. We'll take a look at some pre-orders we missed in the last few weeks. You know, it's been a minute. Let's go here. So some of this stuff is already hitting, or I found some things today actually, but we'll kind of start off back around Comic-Con time. And we'll talk about some of these releases. White Lantern, Hal Jordan. Did we all end up picking this up?
I didn't.
No.
I don't really have much of a super connection to White Lantern Hal. Like I like my Hal Green.
Audio. Yeah.
I like him white too.
I mean, I'll take Hal any way I can get him.
Yeah, you will.
Much like Jason, like Green Lantern and Aquaman are my two favorites.
Yeah.
So,
Aquaman is not my favorite. Don't you dare put Aquaman on me. Rob.
I fell in love with the Silver Age comics and how like fun they are, and I love the covers. And Mira is just like so beautiful and badass. So I think I became an Aquaman fan through her.
Hopefully, we get a Mira figure before McFarlane's all said and done. I don't know.
We're supposed to be getting one. He showed one, so
we have Under the Red Hood. This is a San Diego exclusive with a black jacket. I do love this new lighter gray look to it. So actually, I think we all have reviews up of this guy. So Brad, did you get this guy yet?
nope, I didn't, because I got I took. You remember the black and Red Hood figure that came out,
Yeah.
like a special edition? So I took that, and I put the brown jacket on him, and I called it a day. Like
You wrapped it up with that.
yeah, like I've already reviewed like that. Like I have a hard time with figures that like I've already reviewed, and a lot of these are just repaints.
Yeah.
So I have it's like, what can I say about them on my channel, right?
That's fair. We have a vault release coming up of the Mr. Freeze.
This one made sense because a lot of people really this is their Mr. Freeze deco,
Yeah.
right? Because they grew up on Batman the Animated Series. So yeah, this one made sense for the vault for sure.
Yep. Let's go look at Mr. Freeze. I posted some stuff about this guy. I love this metallic. I love metallic figures.
Yeah, I love the metallic as
I'm
well.
such a sucker for metallic figures, you know?
I ended up skipping this one just because, like, I want my lanterns to be cohesive, and since they're not all metallic, then I wanted to keep them non-metallic.
I like the I like his head. It looks like a chunk of chewed bubble gum. Like just the color that they chose to mold it out of. It looks like a piece of chewed like Bubblicious. Love it.
Jason, were you involved with this guy?
Yeah, I was just going to ask.
Originally, yes. but I had nothing to do with this one.
Dude, great job on even the original. When I was doing my review, I'm like, God damn it, the original is freaking great.
Now,
You know?
what was the like? If you can talk anything about it, maybe you can't about the choosing not to go with the white for the gloves and doing that. Is it feels almost more like the cartoon style?
Oh yeah.
Which is what I wanted, actually.
Okay.
I was basing it on the cartoon, and
The first flight. Yeah.
it's reusing that the monster Beast Boy, the original Beast Boy Build-A-Figure.
Okay.
So there were some things in there that I couldn't control. They were already there, and I thought, well, I really like that design. And a lot of the design stuff when I was going through, if Mattel had already done it, I didn't necessarily want to do it again unless it was something I really, really liked, or it was an easy redeco or something. So with this one, it was like, I want to do something different. I want to do something with it. I think it came out a little texture heavy. There's like 100 different textures on the figure, but if you just pull away and squint at it, I love how this Kilowog came out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic, dude.
And the metallic one is really cool. I think it's a really cool
Yeah.
thing. To Rob's point, like
really
they didn't do any other metallic Green Lanterns, so it doesn't really make much sense. As
Yeah,
part
just
of
him
it.
and Hal. They did a metallic Hal.
Yeah.
I ordered a set of gloves from this fella online, and they'll be 3D printed and painted and sent my way. A set of extra fists and gloves, like white ones.
Somebody did make that. Who made that?
I forget. I forget who it was. Like I ordered it like maybe 2-3 weeks ago. And
Okay.
he warns you like that everything takes a long time. So I forget who it is. And
Well,
I have
if
a
you
brain like a
remember
spaghetti
or
colander.
can find out, let me know because I was actually considering that too. But
I will.
Okay, so we have a vault release of the first version of Asbats. They got a new release a few months ago that was actually painted, but people want this version as well, apparently. So there you go. Jason, did you? I'm sure you had a hand in this one.
The original one, yeah.
The original one.
Yeah.
It was funny because at first I wasn't a fan of the colors, but then Rob pointed out that's how Tom Grummett the way he was done in the comics. Look more like this actually in some issues.
And
And
this is another one of those examples of, it didn't come out exactly the way I wanted it necessarily. So any opportunity was to redo it and put different parts on it or redeco it, I jumped at it. Like the dark blue one that we got a couple of weeks ago, like that was one of the things I wanted to do. There was the Night Quest version where he was a robot suit, but it was black. That was something that Dalen had suggested doing, and I love that Kenner figure so much. I was like, we got to do this. You're right. But it goes back to that Superman thing. Like I like light blue. I just think it looks really striking. But I also love the dark blue one. I think the dark blue one came out pretty amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I bought 2 or 3 of the dark blue. I want to add a wired cape to mine. I've seen other people do it, but I just haven't done it yet.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here. All right, my favorite Green Lantern, Kyle, gets the White Lantern treatment here. So I know Rob, you didn't get him yet. Brad, did you get him already or?
No, I wasn't interested in ordering him, but I did order one for Rob.
Yes, thank you very much.
No problem, buddy.
Jason, were we close to getting an Ion figure between you and us?
That would be amazing.
I mean, he was on my list of things to do, but that's another one where Mattel did it, so I wasn't in a hurry to knock that one out. But Kyle is always 90s Kyle to me.
Yeah,
I know he was Ion for a long time, but the crab mask is what I wanted more than anything. That's why I did it while I was at Mattel. That's why I did it when I was at McFarlane.
We never got
that one twice.
Ion with the blacked out face, did we?
No, I don't believe so.
Yeah.
That's probably not so bad. They don't do that one.
I think that would be cool. The only thing about this one is it's like the Kyle. It just is like a repaint over the crab mask version that you did. That's what he was the White Land probably for the longer than anybody, right? So I feel like I know you guys don't swap heads and parts from what I understand. Like I feel like he could have been on a Hal body with that same styling and it probably would have worked better. but it is cool that it's like a different body.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got
I think it's
full
a
body
perfect
sweater.
exclusive. I think it's a perfect show exclusive.
Yeah.
It's not as controversial as the Beast Boy was last year.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh man, people.
Rob's sitting on a case of those. He's gonna retire off
Oh,
those.
yeah, right.
No, not the Beast Boys coming out again.
That's true.
They're going to your investment.
Wait, does it
Yeah.
have a Comic-Con sticker on it, Rob? The one you have, or did you open it?
Well,
What?
that one came with a bunch of animal forms.
Mhm.
The new
Oh
one
yeah. The
doesn't.
Beast Boy, I threw
It's
the
the stripped
box
down
out.
version, the one that's coming out.
Yeah, it's like you get the pizza and I think a rat. And that was
Yeah,
another thing. That was just a little nod to Pizza Rat in New York. I just thought that was funny. So
Oh, that's
got that one in
awesome.
there.
I've got a question too. So why the sweater texture for the Green Lanterns?
Mm.
Texture is another controversial thing.
I like the texture.
I
personally.
didn't choose that texture. Let's put it that way. But I remember a conversation where Todd talked about he liked texture because it adds noise to the figure. Otherwise, it's just a naked body to him. So you add, like your clothes don't have a smooth look to them unless you're wearing, Lycra all the time, or even Lycra has like a fabric texture to it, right?
Mhm.
So I just kind of like after a while, I just kind of looked at it like it's a great physique. I mean, I got that Hal right here.
Yeah.
And then it became the Green Lantern body when I was designing stuff. I was
They're
like,
not peanuts. Sorry.
No, I dig the texture, man. I like a
Yeah.
little texture on my figures.
I didn't choose it, but I learned to love it, honestly.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
it does. It just gives it a little thing. Like when you look at the stuff that Mattel used to do, and even the stuff that Hasbro does, is as great as they are. Everything's very smooth, so they can keep it non-costume specific. So I actually always kind of thought it was cool that there were a lot of textures on the figures we were doing.
I feel like Brad is like Chevy Chase on this episode today, where he's like swatting stuff. There's like zany hijinks happening while Jason's talking. He's eating nuts. He's trying to kill a fly. You know what I mean?
I got it.
Like
No,
he's gonna
I think
try
I
to roast
got it this
a
time.
chicken while he's on the show.
There's no fly, guys. There's no fly.
I'm just
probably not.
hallucinating. I ate Jameson weed, Datura. And I'm just straight up hallucinating.
All right, Power Girl. I think we all have the original.
Yeah.
I think this is a good vault release. It's a great figure. It's a little tall, but I think it's a great figure.
A little tall, Ahsoka.
Maybe a little bit.
She's Kryptonian, man.
That's true. There he goes. Oh, Santa Bat.
Fat Santa.
That's
I love
Santa.
that figure. I gotta tell you, this was a passion project from Travis, who runs the McFarlane stores at the McFarlane shop, and he said he wanted to do. He sent me this concept. He wanted to do Batman Santa, and it was a redeco of the Endless Winter one.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, can I get some tooling? And he's like, sure, you can have a tool. And I said, cool, because I wanted to do an accessory. And I didn't like the Endless Winter Batman. I wanted to actually do a meaningful Santa Batman. So I found this old comic where he was dressed as Santa. And I showed it to him and he loved it. Like he was just like, it's so funny. He didn't love it at first, but it grew on him. And then I was like, can we also do a blue one? And he's like, what's the feeling behind that? And I was like, well, being the Jewish kid that was always celebrating Christmas at school and everything, it's just, it'd be kind of nice to have like a Hanukkah Harry Batman. So
that's awesome, dude.
So we did blue, and the blue sold out faster than the red one did.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love hearing the behind the scenes, Jason. This is amazing.
It was fun. It was a really fun one.
Wow, this is great. And now we have the chance
It's
to
a
get
Christmas
it again.
decoration in my house. I bring it out every Christmas.
You should have seen the look on my mother-in-law's face when I gave it to her for Christmas. And she was just like, I don't know what to do with this. I'm like, it's Batman Santa. Come on, like, you can figure it out.
We don't want that.
Stick it on a shelf every Christmas. Call it a day.
Yeah. You could beat up your elf on a shelf.
Totally.
Ooh, that would be a
And
good
the
idea
drawer.
this year for Elf on the Shelf, replaced with Batman on a shelf.
Snoop
Okay,
on the Snoop.
Ultraviolet John Stewart. I didn't pick him up. I wasn't familiar enough with him. Did you guys grab him?
I didn't grab him, but
No.
I recognize where he came from because I remember when he was Ultraviolet for a while in the comics,
Yeah.
and he was like super powerful as Ultraviolet. I think he's the only one that was Ultraviolet. I don't think anyone else has ever been Ultraviolet that I can think of.
Sinestro.
Was Ultraviolet?
Yeah, I think so.
Because they discovered it as a new color when he got it.
Yeah. This, it's kind of a bummer with that photo. He's got this really cool. I saw, I think McFan.
Yeah.
He posted like a close up. He actually has like this like tone on tone, like a purple tattoo kind of markings on his face, which is in the comics.
Yeah.
It's really cool. You just can't see it in this photo.
Well, that's good. Nice. This one I picked up. I mean, any excuse to buy a question figure. You know,
I passed on it because I was like, a lot of them I passed because I'm like, where am I going to put them? Right? Like I've got an 80s,
fair.
70s display, right? I've got a contemporary display, and I've got a 90s display. When is this version of the question from?
It's more modern. Before he was killed and Renee took over for him.
Yeah, Brad, you need like an early 2000s.
Ooh. You need an aughts.
Like
I've no room.
A pre New 52.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they did another version of the question though, just because it was a figure that a lot of people wanted and couldn't get their hands on, and it was like it's super expensive.
Well, don't worry, this was a con exclusive, so it'll still be hard to get your hands on.
I could see people using this for like a Clark Kent figure.
Pardon?
I could see this as a Clark Kent figure.
Yeah.
Someone already did that.
Oh yeah?
On the gram, yeah. I forget who it was, but they've already made a Clark Kent out of it.
Yeah.
It's perfect for Clark.
Yeah.
All right. Getting into more newer stuff. Here is Arkham Knight Batman. I found him today at a Walmart.
Is he the exact same? Like, is it?
I think so.
Style.
Yep.
Yeah.
Easy pass for me because I've already got the original one.
Great looking figure though.
Yeah, that one turned out really well.
And this is more like a Neil Adams Batman, World's Finest Batman. Jason, were you involved with this one?
No, I didn't do any design work for it, so I like it. I'm gonna guess that Jordan Butler did the head portrait.
Yeah, I love the head sculpt on it.
That
was an easy buy for me.
Yeah,
you got a new belt that's never been used before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And a new head sculpt.
And it's the first time I think that Nightfall was wired cape, right?
Well, didn't Dick Grayson have a wired cape?
I mean, yes, but I mean like Bruce, I guess.
That's true.
Because you mean with the oval logo, oval logo, sure. But the like 50s, 60s one with just the black. He has.
I mean, I guess we did have the Brayfogle one as well, but
I like it. The head seems better proportioned to the body.
Yeah,
than the Nightfall one.
Yeah, I agree.
And because it's blue, it's a lot of black and blue. You could probably pop that head off and put it on some of the older ones, and it'll work.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get two, one to leave as is, and I got a custom head sculpt in that color. Gonna pop on.
Then we have like a Kelly Jones Batman. I love this figure in the box so far. I don't know. I love that head sculpt, those big ears.
It's the same figure though that we got in black and gray, isn't it?
I mean, obviously, listen, we've done it a couple of times.
Hey, I just wasn't sure.
A couple 10 times.
Maybe 30 times, but
it's cool.
It's awesome. All right. Oh, and then we got Gary Oldman.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't buy this one, and I wanted to. I still might.
Oh, you got to pick him up, Brad.
Yeah, he's
but things are so tight. My wife's a teacher, and we didn't get paid for the summer.
That's fair. Then we got Robert Pattinson, but with a gray suit.
Or the grayer suit.
Grayer suit.
Yeah.
You know?
That's actually more movie accurate when you look at the suit. Look when it's on display under lights.
Yeah.
It's actually gray. It's the color. I'm having an
grading?
ADD brain fart. The color grading in the movie that makes the gray look so dark.
Just you don't have to answer this, but like when you are, you're working on the toy lines, right? You got a new Batman movie coming out, and you start seeing like the stuff ahead of time for like the Batman. Is it like, oh, this isn't gonna make a great figure? Like when you're doing like a Penguin figure from like the Batman, it's not really like kid centric. Like, do you like more? I guess like Schumacher, Burton type Batman villains, or do you like the realistic Batman and making figures of those? Would love to hear your thoughts.
I didn't get to see the Batman ahead of time. That one came out, and that line came out in the beginning of 2022, and it was already in the can by the time I started at McFarlane.
Mm-hmm.
I don't love this film. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was just fine to me. It wasn't fun at all. It was sort of just like dour the entire time. And I want at least a little bit of fun to it. There are times when, this was at Mattel as well, when you do get to see some stuff ahead of time and you look, you're like, will this make a good toy or not? And, when I was at McFarlane, we looked at Aquaman, the Aquaman sequel, and they gave us like this just cast of all the characters that were going to be in the CGI scenes. And we're like, who's this guy? And they're like, that's King Cortex, but he's not that big a deal in the movie. Well, but he has Black Manta's trident. Yeah. And he's kind of like the bad guy. Yeah. We should make him. He looks cool. Okay. That kind of stuff. When it comes to making movie figures, I tend to like the movies that are like 10 years or older, because there's more of like an audience for them than the new stuff. The new stuff is like, you have to do it. Like it's part of like licensor relationships. Like you have to.
Yep.
But after my experience working on the Green Lantern stuff, 15 years ago, Mattel made so much product. And then the movie came out and it was kind of like a C-, right? It wasn't terrible. It wasn't worse than some bad Marvel films. It wasn't, it was better than Catwoman with Halle Berry, but it was, I kind of learned that like you have to have some distance from it before you want to, like, I was really excited to do Brandon Routh when I had the opportunity to make Brandon Routh. Like, I was like, it's been 20 years since that movie came out, and it's like long enough to where it's like it's cool to have him. But when the movie came out, I was like, that's not my Superman. I'm not interested.
Wow, that's
Did
a
you
great
have anything
perspective
to
there.
do with the seahorse?
Yep, did the seahorse.
I love that seahorse, man.
And Topo. There was I figured out a way to get Topo into the line.
Yeah,
And I thank you for that.
It was pretty. That was a pretty cool one. That was a pretty fun one.
He's still sitting on my desk.
Yeah, the seahorse. That was Nick Jonas. I think he really wanted to make that one, and I was kind of surprised. I mean, I'm glad that it got made, but I was like, Topo was like, I had this whole thing when I was there that I wanted to make as many animal sidekicks as possible.
Nice.
So, any opportunity I got to make an animal sidekick, I seized it.
Well, the seahorse is like, it's in my living room, and very few action figures make it into my living room. Like I can have, they're in my family room everywhere. They're in my office. They're in my bedroom, but my living room is kind of like one of the only adult spaces in the house. And I have an Aquaman, not Jason Momoa, but I have like a classic Aquaman riding the seahorse right up.
So we're going
high up on the shelf.
That came out great. Really fun. Don't step on it. That'll hurt.
Yeah.
How hard was it to get Brandon Routh made, Jason? Was it like
it was not easy. They ended up getting the deal done after I was gone, but originally there was going to be like a 5 or 6 pack, like the Batman one.
Yeah.
Because the Batman one did so well, and I snuck Brandon Routh in there. I was like, got to do Brandon Routh. Like it's, and Jordan Butler, he worked on that one, and he actually changed the body on it because he was like, this body will work so much better, and it really did. It came out fantastic, but it turned out that they didn't have that one on what they call the active code, which is like their licensing, mumbo jumbo talk, where it was like it's not active, so they had to activate it to get the figure. So the figure ended up getting delayed, but it did come out, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But, sometimes like you say how hard it is to get made. Like there's a lot of discourse around Jack Nicholson Joker,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a lot of things that like, oh, it's hard to get done, so we just don't even bother asking, or we asked once and we don't ask again, which was something I'd run into with other companies. But when we got to wanting to do Batman and Robin, there was the same conversation. Like, it's impossible to get George Clooney to sign off on anything. We said, well, can we ask? Can we just ask and see? And the partner at Warner Brothers, Nomi Vela, she's like, yeah, I'll ask. We'll find out. And George Clooney actually ended up approving first round. Like, he was actually really easy. And it was the same thing with Schwarzenegger, Uma Thurman. They were all really easy. It was Chris O'Donnell who ended up being the more challenging one, because he didn't love the first portrait that came out. So the second one that we did was much better. But yeah, sometimes it just comes down to asking. But then sometimes, like Nick Nicholson, it really is. It's just he wants a lot of money. So we got to kind of, as morbid as got to wait till he dies, and then his estate will lower the asking price probably.
Yeah. And they kind of got around it by making his portrait based on the comic book.
Yeah, that was
right?
That was one of my Hail Marys towards the end of my run there, where I was like, other than Bane, which was another one we couldn't do. They didn't have the rights to do the Jeep Swenson Bane. I said, Mezco just did a 5 points Nicholson Joker. You have a Nicholson Joker coming out over on Overseas Partner. What if we did, a comic or toy version, or both, make it that, and it can look kind of like Nicholson, but it's supposed to look more like the comic. And Warner Brothers was like, cool, sounds great. So we got a pretty good representation of Joker. I think he came out pretty great. And then Noah comes along and he does this custom head portrait set, and it just blows it away. You just throw that on top there. I was very fortunate to get one of those sets.
Amazing set.
But yeah, that was the workaround. Similar things happened on the Batman 66 line, where I wanted to do Bookworm, and they didn't end up having the rights to Roddy McDowall, but because he appeared in the comic, we made him a little comic-y looking, and then we got it done. So,
I got to ask for the Batman Forever people, how come we never got the Panther suits?
Oh, good question.
Oh, sorry, Jason. I got to ask.
No, I don't know. The Panther suit looks so much like, to me, when you squint, it looks the same as the other Batman suits. It looks like the Keaton suit. I know there's differences, there's nipples and everything, but I wanted to do, when I had the opportunity, I wanted to do the Sonar suit because that one hadn't been done. And Mattel had just done theirs towards the end of their run. So I was like, I wasn't that excited about doing it. I don't know if there's, maybe they'll still have it come out. Who knows?
It's fair. It's a fair answer. I'll take it.
But I wanted to do something that hadn't been done. That's why the Sonar suit came out instead.
It seems like the movie stuff does really well for McFarlane because you kept doing it. Was it a wave that transcended the normal just toy collectors and like the normies would be buying them as well, or was it more like Warner Brothers was really happy with how those waves were doing?
I think it's both. Brian Walters is he's the brand manager over there, and we'd have a lot of conversations about stuff we could do and can't do. And there was, everything is set up by pegs. You have a Batman peg, you have a multiverse peg, you have a collector peg. You had different pegs, and in the entertainment section, there was an entertainment peg, and it was being used for video game figures. And I said, can we, it's in the entertainment section, can we do movies instead? Because I don't love the video game designs. Some of them are cool, but for the most part, they don't work for me. And they're really expensive. They're 100% tool every time. So I said, can we pivot to movie stuff? And so we talked to upper management, and they said, sure, go for it. So it was as simple as that, really.
Wow. And thanks for making like the Batman Forever, Batman and Robin Batmobiles. I love those. You know.
Yeah, those are I worked on the superpower stuff. The Batmobiles were done by Stefan L. He's a sculpting manager over at McFarlane. He was very passionate about vehicles, and they're very difficult to do, like really hard to to map out the tooling and everything else. Like I would basically put together a concept sheet and say, here's reference for you, and then he would be the one to make the magic happen on those.
Were the vehicles, because I know there's a lot of discourse around like the pricing, like for the Bat Missile and things like that, how expensive it was. Were vehicles harder to sell in this, like nowadays, or like from what you've seen?
I don't know. I mean, I can't speak to that. I don't have any insight into the sales.
Yeah, appreciate it though.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing that we got so many vehicles in the Multiverse line, and so many just Batmobiles in general.
We got the Blue Beetle bug, and that Superpowers line, and the two Brainiac ships you did, Jason. Oh
yeah,
love them.
Yeah, were you like one of the pioneers for like bringing the superpowers back?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
I put a whole pitch together because there was a Batman 66 was winding down, and so they had talked about we need something to replace Batman 66, and they were looking at other properties, and I said, well, what about superpowers? And so I put a presentation together, and I showed like there's a demand for 4-inch, 5-inch figures that are retro. And that was definitely a labor of love, like that whole thing. And I was really excited because the last I got to work on was that Comic-Con wave from last year, or that McFarlane Tours exclusive wave last year. So I was really excited when I saw that they had partnered with Entertainment Earth to do another 24 figures. Because there was a lot of characters that we still didn't get to. But to answer your question, yes, I had pitched that line.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Superpowers is so close to my heart. That's where I started collecting. My first figure ever was a Superpowers Superman, and I just fell in love with the line. So when McFarlane started releasing them, I did a video years ago asking for someone to take up the Superpowers license. Like years ago, it's on my channel. And when McFarlane took it up, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, he's doing everything. He's doing movie stuff. He's doing comic book stuff. He's doing superpowers. He's doing 66 Batman. Is there anything that this guy is not willing to do with the DC license? Like, he really has, like, McFarlane really has done a very comprehensive.
Oh, yeah.
And like, we have an accurate Supermobile because of McFarlane Toys. Like, how cool is that? Like, with the fists on the side.
Yeah. Yep. It's hard for me when people talk about Todd, he, because it's a huge team.
That's what I mean. Yeah, McFarlane. That's why I changed it to McFarlane Toys.
Yeah. It's McFarlane Toys that's doing that stuff.
Yeah.
Like Nick Jonas worked on that Superman thing. It was something I wanted to do because the original Supermobile didn't look anything like the actual comic book one.
No,
but a lot of late nights, Nick and I figured out that one, and he figured out the mechanics of it and everything. So, I
still have my Corgi one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The big Corgi one or the small Corgi one?
The small one.
Yeah. I never had the big one. I always had the small one.
Yeah.
All right. Back to this, Jason. I know you talked about this earlier about the head sculpt on Catwoman. I'm excited for this. I love Batman Returns. Obviously, this is on its way. Great job, man! Like making this happen. This is fantastic.
Yeah,
I wish we could have gotten a Max Shrek that was like charred up.
We did. We got the face.
Oh, we got the face. You're right. We did get that.
Yeah.
I never got Max Shrek. I missed him.
It's a good one, man. It's so much fun, and I'm glad that they got around to doing the battle damaged unmasked, well, partially unmasked head here. Eddie Moschetta did the original one. He was the sculptor that I put through the ringer, and he was a really good sport about it, and he did an amazing job on it. And I don't even know if he's still there, but I would imagine he probably worked on this one too.
That's amazing. Oops.
Yeah, he's really good at doing head portraits.
I mean, you can never have enough Batflex, you know?
You can. Yes, you can.
Rob would disagree with you, Jason.
I did not order this just because I have all three.
Yeah.
It is a much better head portrait, though. That looks
look
like
better.
Affleck. Like, that is a much better portrait than the first
Yeah.
one that got out. Much
I
better.
see him in the store. I'll probably pick him up.
Yeah, I
He comes
passed
with all
on
the
it, too. I
goggles.
passed on most of the ones that we've been talking about
And
tonight.
I
just
guess
because
well,
like,
these
they're
are
redos.
wired, right? It looks wired.
that
No.
cape that's not wired.
That's not wired.
not?
It's not even stitched.
But
Okay.
it's draping down differently, though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's coming around the chest.
That's kind of cool.
that's what
something
we
that I
need.
mentioned in all my videos.
Oh, but it wasn't cloth, the original release. It was plastic.
No,
No wonder.
it's plastic.
Oh, damn it.
I think it was cloth in the 5-pack.
Yeah, there was
though.
one that was cloth.
Were you involved with the 5-pack, Jason? The Batman 5-pack?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that thing was amazing.
Yeah.
That was a labor of love by Nomi. She came to us and said she wanted to do a multi-pack because it had never been done before. Nothing had ever been done like that. So there were very specific rules, like they had to be separated in the box. They couldn't be like, they had to have like their own little compartments when they were packaged in there. But yeah, I worked on that one. I did the concept for the bat signal and having the different logos so that you could use it for every movie and stuff like that. So,
I actually bought two, one to open and one to.
Oh, you SOB, man. I wish I had bought two.
one to rock and one to stock.
There
Yep.
it is. I mean, that's the kind of stuff like you dream about as a fanboy, right? Like, oh, they should do a 5-pack of all the Batmans, and you guys actually did that stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
You
it
know?
reminds me of like the old Toys R Us, like how they would take like the turtles through the years, or they even did Batman, but it was,
Superman
like,
and
the
Batman.
different- Yeah. So that was
and
that was awesome.
it was because there were so many re-releases at that point. I was like, I want to do something new, so that's why I threw the bat signal. I added the bat signal in there.
Yeah, that bat signal is awesome.
Just so they may release that again at some point. I don't know, but it was really cool, like getting to work on that.
Yeah, well done. All right, let's see what else we got here. Should we start Catwoman? Okay, catching up here. We got Atrocitus and the Southern Red Lantern guy. Also comes with multiple heads and the cat. So we just have to buy 3 of these sets on Amazon to get all these figures.
I bought 2 extra Betrocituses, even though I know the logo's not right on the chest.
Someone will make
Betrocitus
it,
is pretty
right?
cheap. Like it's pretty,
Oh.
Betrocitus is pretty cheap, so you could do that. But this is just a cool pack though. Like
it's
and,
awesome.
and the Atrocitus looks better because it's actually got color.
Yeah, the
variation,
color. Yeah,
you
his
know?
head and hands are like a lighter color.
Instead of all just the same pinkish red. Yeah.
Yeah,
And the lanterns painted instead of translucent. I hate the translucent lanterns. It drives me
Me too.
nuts. Lanterns aren't constructs. Lanterns are lanterns.
yes. Thank you.
I do
The
think
thing
that
more annoying than that is when one doesn't come with a lantern.
Or when one comes with a lantern that shouldn't. The Sentinel, he didn't really use a lantern when he had that suit.
Oh, right. Yeah, he shouldn't have had a ring either, huh?
I was really tempted by this just because I love the packaging and seeing them like this.
Don't you
but
have both of those already?
I do, so I didn't buy it. I did not
I
buy it.
That's why I didn't buy them.
When I saw it said Superman Red and Blue, I was really hoping it was the
Classic.
Strange Lives version.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Because that wasn't the original concept to do one of the red or the blues for that. It was going to be the Golden Age Superman would have had the chase was going to be like the suit that George Reeves wore. So it was more like dark, like a light tan and then a brownish logo and stuff. So like the real version. But the powers that be at Warner were like, it doesn't make sense to us. It's weird, and we don't have the rights to this anyway. So we ended up doing that, but then we didn't end up doing the blue version. So this one's fine. I was talking to Toy Shiz about this. Like, I think I spent like $70 or $80 to get the chase for this one because I never.
I know, right?
And now it's like, here's a 2-pack.
Yeah.
I wish they were translucent. I would have picked it up if it was translucent. That would have been a nice twist on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would have been awesome.
Yeah, that'd have been cool.
My only wish is that I saw in some photos where the face on the red looked a little lighter, but it looks like it's the exact same. So I don't need another one.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well, my friends,
can we get any comment from Sergeant Peppers? Because there's figures on Sergeant Peppers that are shipping that there's no Instagram pages for, like the Batman and Robin 2-pack and the Robin the Boy Wonder figure.
Yes, we can. Here, I'm going to go over to MCU fans page, who has all those images.
Yeah, the Catwoman.
Let's show
Oh,
the
yeah.
Catwoman. This is a pretty dope looking Hush Catwoman.
Yeah, I pre-ordered that one. Well, I ordered it from China.
It's great.
Yeah, that looks great.
My only question is, it's like she's got the rope around her waist, the whip around her waist, and she also comes with the whip.
Well, I wonder if you could take it off if it's like attached. I don't know.
Nice
So
to
we have-
have 2 heads.
We have a nice Dick Grayson classic Robin here. A little
Yeah.
older, a little wiser.
Did you have a hand in this one, Jason?
My original design was on the Dr. Midnight body, so this was a pleasant surprise. And I love that the head actually looks like
Yeah.
Garcia Lopez art
Yeah.
instead of the weird distorted like anime heads that seem to always happen on Robin. I kind of hate that Jim Lee Batman and All-Star Batman and Robin head that came out. Like it looks so cartoonish to me, and that's Robin right there. Like,
Yeah.
it just looks great. It almost looks like the Super Friends head.
Yeah.
Like it's so good.
Very classic.
Yeah.
Did
so
you-
I'm excited about this one.
You did Gangbuster, right?
Yes.
So like what I was hoping for with that, and you did it, was that the belt was removable because it was like the nunchucks. So I was hoping for Catwoman to be like that. I don't know if it will be, but
As for the Robin, you're welcome, Jason.
Thanks,
Dude, the
Andy.
goggles you did on Gangbuster, man, that's like my favorite feature of an action
Yeah.
figure in the last, like, I don't know, 10 years. Like, just the reflection in there. Like, where did that come from? Was
That
it
was
just like,
I think that was Eddie who did that actually. And after he did it, I was it was almost like I was mad that we hadn't thought of it sooner, because there's been so many goggled characters that have come out that would have added so much to, like Eradicator and Impulse and Blue Beetle and Booster Gold. Like there's all these characters that I love that. I'm pretty sure that was Eddie that came up with that.
that
Beautiful.
was
And Dixon Castro worked on Kite Man, and he did a similar thing for the visor, where he put like a reflection of the CD or something like that on it to make it. So both those boys are just brilliant.
love it. Love the love that goes into this stuff.
Yeah.
yeah.
We got a re-release of Bane. This is my favorite Bane. I love this Bane. You know, the little 2D effect on it.
Again, I passed on I passed on ordering it because I've already got it. I
Yeah.
removed all the blue, which I know is like, some people are like, don't do that. But yeah, I removed all the blue because I wanted one that was just straight black.
Well, now you can have another one that it's not
That's the
straight
blue.
black.
I'd have no
Yeah.
place to put it.
I might actually buy another one just to remove the cell shading, because I mean I love both. I love the cell shading on it, but
I love it. So well done.
yeah.
And then we finally got Burt Ward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we got an Adam West unmasked. We got a little Adam West head there.
Yep. The long lost Adam West head.
That's
Look at that.
gonna be awesome.
Now, what do you know about this Robin?
He was played by Burt Ward.
Oh, very good.
Nothing.
It does
man.
look like new tooling.
I kept getting told that if he's a new tool figure that we weren't going to do it. So to see this is pretty exciting, actually.
Yeah, because like I've seen pictures of it without the Sergeant Pepper's logo over it, like the at, and like the chest and the arms, like everything looks like new tooling on this.
Yeah, I don't know, but it'll be interesting once you get it in hand. And the Sergeant Pepper's thing is covering like a third of his body.
Yeah.
This watermark, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah,
but
I know
but
that
I'm excited it's coming. Like I said, I kept getting told that it was too much tooling, so to see it now is pretty satisfying.
Let's see if I can find it on Sergeant Pep's. I'm not sure if it's on their Instagram page.
Jason, which superpowers that has come out since is your favorite?
Since what?
Since like the rebirth of the superpowers. Like which figure do you like the most?
The McFarlane ones, you mean, or the
the McFarlane?
Yeah, the ones you worked on.
Let's see. I've got them all up on my wall right here. Man, which one?
I just pointed at my screen like an idiot, like you'd know where I was pointing. Rick's sake.
It's all right, dude.
I mean, I love the Brainiacs.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, both of those Brainiacs, man.
Yeah, I really love the Brainiacs.
Panic in the Sky, man.
Yeah,
amazing.
Panic in the Sky.
Yep, that one was fun to do, and then getting to do the color variation on the actual skull ship was pretty cool. I mean, I love the Robin, and I made it like he's Tim Drake Robin, and then we got to do different variations. So and then we got a Jason Todd Robin. But yeah, I'd say the Brainiacs are probably my favorite, and any of the JSA ones. I love those JSA ones.
Were you involved with this Harley Quinn, Jason? That's coming out.
That was a concept that I had done, but I didn't have anything to do with the art direction. But that is a perfect Harley head. Like, nailed it. I had because not everybody loved that cartoon version that had come out like year one, and I agreed, and I said, all you got to do is really put a comic head on it, and it's salvageable. Like you can use it. So I don't know if they changed anything other than the head, but
everything else is
the
same. Everything else is the same. The only thing I never liked about this figure was the legs, like the knees and like legs were really weird.
Oh yeah, that's unnatural. And
when you see her from the side,
and they set the spear joints as well in the ankles.
Yeah, that early McFarlane ankle joints. Yeah, it's just the knees that look weird.
Yeah, but it's a great head portrait.
Yeah, fantastic. They got another picture of Catwoman down there.
Oh yeah, here we go. That's what you're pointing at?
Yeah, like a dum-dum.
Yeah, that looks great, dude. Great head sculpt. Beautiful.
Yeah, that looks good.
Guys, I'm sorry. I do have to wrap it up because I got to go deal with the kids. But before we do, I want to kind of round it out we've had some people join us since we started. So those of you who are just joining us, we have the legendary Jason Langston. He worked at McFarlane Toys, Mattel, and he is launching on Kickstarter this Toshiro Mifune figure that is currently up on Kickstarter right now. Jason, lead us out with a little bit more information on this, why you're passionate about this figure.
I mean, other than being a huge fan of the actor himself, I'm excited to get a samurai toy in hand. I mean, there's been so many projects that I've worked on where I inherited things, and this is something that was truly like it started with my sketch, and I got to work hand in hand with everybody that's touched it so far. So that's been really satisfying. And even if it doesn't fund, I've got an amazing custom for my shelf. I don't think Susie will be too happy if that happens, but
no, it's gonna happen. We got to manifest this.
Thank you. But I love finding opportunities to push forward underrepresented characters, actors, things like that. So any chance I get to do that, I've been called a cringy dork, a wannabe white liberal savior. I can't remember what else. It was on the toying around thing last week, but I think it's important. Representation, I think, is important, and this is an opportunity to get a beloved actor in plastic and someone that you can, pose with your other figures and take great photography with and stuff. So,
Jason, we are rooting for you. We will do what we can to spread the word. We want to thank you for all of the amazing McFarlane figures and Mattel figures that you've been involved with. I mean, we joke around about this stuff a lot, but it does mean quite a lot to all of us, especially us three. I mean, we get emotional about getting a gangbuster figure. Rob spent, a few $1,000s probably on multiple Superman bodies.
how many Monarchs did you buy?
I mean,
I have 3.
Had a kid.
Same with speeding bullets as well.
Oh, come on! Oh, speeding for God's sakes, stuff we've done, Jason.
It's endless. The thanks that we should be giving you for like our beloved '90s characters. So thank you.
No, you guys have been big supporters of mine for a long time. I really appreciate it. And any chance I get to, whatever company I go to, if I get to say, hey, check these jokesters out, they're really good at this stuff. They love this stuff. I will definitely do that and continue to do that.
We love you, brother. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Jason. Good luck to you. And my friends, that's a wrap on the DC Infinite Hour. Spread the word.
Yeah,
thanks for joining us.
Funded.
We will get it funded.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night. Take care. Well, that one